tell the Ouija board.
So I had a Ouija board because I had to have one, and I got it from a trader, I think Pa's Trading Post up in Maine, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
and it was a solid. It was a one. It wasn't the foldy one. It was a solid piece of wood.
It wasn't a toy.
Really nice Ouija board, and it had the planchette and everything. And me and my girlfriend, she lived like 6 houses on the street. We lived on a cul-de-sac. So we went to Angela's house to have a seance. And my other friend, Chrissy, we were all into that kind of stuff. And, you know, we like to practice Wicca. And so we had the whole ring of salt. We had the little altar and the candles.
You're doing a seance.
And we, you know, made our little incantations. And we put the camcorder on her couch facing us to record it in case anything happened. And she lived in, like, her room was in the basement. It was like a finished basement. She had her own little living room. And we had music, and it was nice. It was very soft. And we did the whole thing. It was great. And then things went really weird. All of a sudden, wind came out of nowhere and blew the candle at the altar out, not the other candles near it. So we all started freaking out. And we're like, oh, maybe we should close this and say goodbye. We're done. You know, we each tried to talk to somebody. And so then we hear drumming. So we're all already scared, and we're hugging each other, and we're like, we can't leave the circle of salt. And we're worked up, and we're crying. And we're like, oh, God. And we can see the light on the camera. And all of a sudden, the camera made a weird noise, and it shut off. And then the Indian drumming got louder, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? And it was like loud but faint, like it was in the distance, and it was almost like it was just coming from inside your head. If you've ever done mushrooms, you know what I'm talking about. But it was, we're all experiencing it. It was very intense. We closed it, we ended the whole session, and but years after that, my friend swore she didn't want a room in the basement because she swore she would hear voices and drumming randomly. Yeah. And when we looked back at the tape, you can hear faint frickin' drumming and chanting, and then the tape cuts off. So it's a very short segment of the
maybe 20 seconds.
But I remember we were so excited we caught that.
I actually, she brought it back to me, it was probably 2 hours after they'd done that, and I was watching this tape. I'm like, you guys messing with me or something? I'm a teenager. I'm like 14 maybe. How old do you think we were? We were young. But they also didn't realize there's a Native American burial mound right near there.
No, we didn't know that.
And there's 38 Native Americans buried there, and then also, activity after, because she said...
Well, in Hockomock Swamp, everything's around. There's a lot.
Bridgewater Triangle. So,
and we live in a swamp. It's just...
Still one of the best things I've ever watched, and I watched that a long time ago. I haven't seen that probably in like 10, 15 years.
I was going to bring the camcorder, but I didn't want to sit and go through. No, just
keep the tapes, and we'll figure... I'll do it. We'll get a tape adapter for VHS, and we'll play it and see if we can find that. And then I got Paul A. Dever doing the old asylum, walking through the tunnels. I'll find that.